Welcome to game night tonight for this week's game spotlight of Lost Ruins of Arnak. As always, my name is Brady Anderson, and this here is Mysterio, and we are going to be talking about the Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is a brand new game, came out pretty recently, a lot of fun, so many different components with it, but like so many possibilities for fun, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, I sat down to play it with him for the first time, and just so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. Within about 10 minutes, had it completely figured out, had my strategy ready to go, and we just went for it. And there's so many items here that it keeps you distracted, it keeps your opponent distracted from what you're doing. Super fun.
I love the components in this game. It's essentially you're exploring. You're the modern day Indiana Jones, if you will, like exploring these lost ruins, have to do research, have to notate it, get some interns, of course, you know, Dr. Jones. You gotta pull them in. You gotta get everybody, right? So you're gonna get interns that are gonna be helping you. You've got to gain cards to help along with the deck building portion of the game. There's discovering new sites, but you have to fight off the guardians that are protecting those sites, getting you more victory points. Lots of different things happening all over the game, but the resources essentially allow you to do those things, further your research, get closer to those lost secrets that are in those ruins of Arnak.
And you have to really decide what kind of a Dr. Jones are you going to be. Are you going to be a classroom Dr. Jones who's doing everything by the book and doing all of your research? Or are you going to go out and exploring, slaying those guardians and trying to find new areas? Because you can't do it all, so you really got to pick a lane. And or you could be one that's just collecting tools and artifacts and cards and just trying to go that route. So you really have to be careful with your time and how it's spent while you're doing the research. Am I exploring, am I gathering, or am I researching? And
the great thing about it is the replayability is great. You can try a different strategy every time you play. You can have more players. It's a double-sided board as well, which allows for different components to be slightly different, but ultimately, like, tons of fun. Once you get the actual components of the game down, you can whip through rounds in like 30, 40 minutes.
30 minutes for 2 people, maybe 45 for 3.
It's so much fun. It does say it's a 1 to 4 player game. It's about 30 minutes per player. So, I mean, you could play this by yourself and try and figure out how you're going to do, what you're going to do, all that stuff. But ultimately, it's more fun with more people, and it adds a little more time, yes, but still not too much time if you know what you're doing.
Not terrible. The other thing that you are going to want to keep in mind with it is more involved than some of the games where you chat over. So if you're not already super familiar, or if there's at least like one person in your group who's playing that's not already super familiar with it, they're going to get cut out of any conversation you're having, because there is a lot of thinking involved in this one and planning out. If you've already played it a few times, that goes away pretty quick. So just keep that in mind for what kind of a game night you're hoping to have the night you're playing it. Are you getting super involved, or are you sitting there just to socialize and have something to do with your hands?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, you can add the socializing as helping each other if you really want to. I mean, help the newbies, help the oldies, whatever. Oldies, I don't know if that's a thing. But regardless, you can just talk about the strategy. It was fun just playing with him. We were talking about his strategy that he could do. He would be like, oh, did you see that you could have done this? Like, different. It just, possibilities are endless. Tons of fun, like we said. 30 minutes per person, roughly, depends on how good you are at games and learning them and everything. Not too hard of a playthrough. It just takes, like you said, the first 5-10 minutes of the game, one round, honestly, and then you got the rest of the 4 rounds under wraps. So ultimately, great game. We both enjoy it. We both love it. Lots of strategy. I would say this was making it up there on strategy-wise.
On our strategy list, we may have to revamp that as we play more and more games, but this may be itching into a spot.
Absolutely. So that's why we deem this as our pick, our weekly spotlight for a game, Lost Ruins of Arnak. So go ahead and pick it up. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for future notifications.
And if you're just curious on how it plays through, go ahead and watch our video of our playthrough
up here. But we are excited to hear what you think as well. Comment below, would you pick it up? Does it look interesting? Any other future games that you think we should check out that we haven't already done? We love to hear all of that, as well as for him, or even for me, comment below. What do you want him to wear next time? What should he wear? But we will do what we can to dress up in that regard. There you have it, but we will see you next time on Game Night Tonight.
Bye.